Good afternoon. Welcome back to Divinity 648. My name is Christina. Today is Monday, June 6, 2022. It is 2:09 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I have 33% battery life. This is so relevant because 209 is 11, high vibrational master numerology number. Battery percentage is 33, again, a master numerology number. And today is June the 6th, 2022, which is 666 vibration. The overall collective general energy, regardless of your placements, is exposed and revealed. Oh, yeah. The eyes see everything, exposed and revealed. This is that amazing energy of you laughed and now you can cry, right? Laugh now, cry later. Well, now's the later. So if you were laughing before, you are crying now or getting really close to it. And if you are the person who was crying or near crying before, you are humbly holding back laughter now. Everything's been exposed. Everything has been revealed. The divine sees everything. So the overall energy, as I have broken out by signs already, is Aquarius is involved with personal healing and happiness, going towards happiness, healing, fulfillment. Virgo is dealing with love, being vulnerable and open to receiving and giving love. Capricorn is dealing with crown chakra activation, transformation, hidden truths, secrets, and knowledge. Sagittarians are in that rest and rejuvenate and refill and move forward with compassion energy. Scorpios are walking away from triggers and situations that are not healthy for themselves or their future. Geminis are walking around with love, self-love, knowing who they are, standing in their power. Taurus is a little tied up with the divine, learning how to express themselves, so instead of keeping everything in their head. Aries is in that abundant feeling, that rebirthed new way of living and existing, feeling a little nurturing. Leo is in this energy of activating their second chakra and learning how to share their voice as far as the things that they have learned, getting their feet wet. Cancer is in that energy of being strategic, some of them negative, some of them positive, but regardless, they're being influenced and impacted by the Pleiades and uplifting humanity, believing in self, and having very close encounters. Piscean energy is, some of you are dealing with anxiety because your life is not where you want it to be. Others are realizing how special they are, or the people around them are, and they are aligning the things around them into place so they can have a positive lifelong outcome. Libras are in this energy of either giving or receiving appreciation after a major transformation. And I'm talking DNA type transformation, like a major transformation. Okay. So a lot of people are realizing that life here on earth is just school. It's a bunch of lessons to help your soul grow and help you become a higher vibrational individual, becoming one with your light body overall, right? Stepping into that transformation and soul activation and being in alignment with taking the necessary steps forward. So that way your intuition, it makes sense with the things that are going on around you, right? Especially when it comes to dealing with karmic relationships, right? Those polarities. So you want to pay attention to whatever it is that your soul is being called to do, right? You want to step up. A lot of people are realizing that they're children of the cosmos, meaning that they have a universal intelligence unlike anything other. A lot of people are realizing that they have this energy that allows them to be messengers, right? They found that balance, and they're bringing in harmony, and they are actually receiving real cosmic consciousness and everything that it entails. Some of you are realizing that you are not just one, but many things, including light workers, star seeds, right? You are here to serve the world by being your true, authentic self and nothing less. Some of you are realizing that your ancestors, your ancestors are a heck of a lot more than people that just walk to this earth. There's a lot of hidden secrets, a lot of hidden knowledge. Try to loosen your grip a little bit. Let go of any type of addictions, give that to God, release yourself from the codependent situations, and learn how to cope with everything. A lot of people are learning deep love, right? Deep love. They're learning that the actual birth of a human being is equivalent to walking through a portal, okay? Listen, slow down. Slow down with life, embrace life, explore this world, enjoy this world, stay on point with your health and wellness, and allow yourself to really shine your true authentic being, right? You want to love, and every time something happens that triggers you not to love, you want to push even more love. The more love you give out, the more opportunities, right? The more you declutter your life, the more opportunities, the more chances you have to be a inspiration or the light that other people need on their path as they're going through their dark night of the soul. You want to focus on your visions, right? Seek satisfaction and contentment in those visions. When you're manifesting, make sure it's always positive for all people involved, no matter how nasty or toxic they really genuinely have been. Shower those blessings, right? My favorite thing when I'm driving around, depending on the vibration of the day, is to just pass by people and look at their expressions on their face. And if I see that there's low vibe expressions, I send out positive, loving energy and I surround them in that. And I pray for them to have a higher vibration and have more love radiating from them, or to receive enough love that they're able to not just receive it, but embody it and radiate it. You are wanting to do this more and more, okay? That's the overall general influence of everything that's going on. It's lighting up your crown chakra. It's allowing you to step into new beginnings, better ways of living, having that necessary ambition over all of the negativity that's been going around, right? A lot of people are getting grounded, listening to their intuition, really reflecting on their internal being, listening to their ancestors, thinking of new ways of existing in this world and how they can project a better overall general environment. Transformation is key right now, because not only is the planet ascending, we are ascending with it. There is so much more to life than just driving around and fitting in and keeping up with the Joneses, keeping up with appearances, walking around with that trophy and dying inside, because that trophy ain't shit when you get home and you're stuck in your thoughts, right? So again, a lot of people are being pushed regardless of their zodiac placement. Rest, rejuvenate, walk away from triggers, trust divine timing. If you're being delayed for something, express the way that you feel, let it go and keep it going. Really focus on staying grounded, really focus on healing your heart and quieting your mind, and always move with a positive motive. Something that is so important right now for people to understand is your motives. When I first started unfolding, I didn't really know what the heck was going on. I just knew I could see dead people. I knew I could hear them. I could feel them. They were visiting me in my sleep. They were waking me up from my sleep. They were physically appearing before me. My children were experiencing this. I never really put words to any of it. I've never really delved into any religions. I've touched them, I've dabbled in them, and I've been rejected from them internally, right? So for me, everything was raw. And what people have to understand is a lot of heyokas are wide awake right now. You see, we walk around and we throw these terms around like, oh, I'm a high vibe, I'm a light worker, I'm a starseed, I'm a divine feminine, divine masculine, all these crazy things. But what we don't really understand is that those chosen ones are heyoka empaths, my friends, right? Natives to this world, to this planet. Natives, okay? it's so important to understand what and who is walking among you, because you don't know who they are. You don't know how heavily they are connected and what they know and what they have access to, period. So I myself am a Heyoka empath, and I do have an INFJ personality type. I'm definitely not for everyone. I do annoy people, and that's because I'm supposed to, right? I am a walking mirror. I am always going to reflect where change is needed. So if you're in the presence of someone like me or anyone and you feel triggered, it's not meant for you to get offended, butthurt, emotional, aggressive, vindictive, spiteful. It's meant for you to go within yourself and reflect on things and understand what is going on inside of you to trigger such a reaction from you. Because the other person's not giving a reaction. They're just in their ebb and flow of life. They're not even worried about you. So if you're the one with that trigger, you're the one that needs to do the addressing. You're the one that needs to do like Scorpio, right? What and who is triggering you? Reflect on that stuff. Walk away from it. Accept things for what they are and stop trying to force them into things that they're not. A lot of Heyokas are awake, a lot of them. And, I only recently got to really understand this whole awakening process and what it means to be awakened. And, I got to watch some shows on Discovery and Freevee and all these shows. And the best thing about being awakened and doing the work, one, you get rejected from a lot of people because you're not like them anymore. Your perspective changes, your thought process changes, and the energy around you shifts drastically. You see through people's bullshit even before the people see through their own bullshit. A lot of people are used to conducting themselves a certain kind of way, and it's normal for them. And a lot of people are used to seeing that type of behavior from that person and other people, so it's okay and accepted by them. Whereas you are from not necessarily a different planet, but your core DNA was activated by something or someone from a different planet, if you get what I'm putting down. An awakening does not happen for everyone. It happens for Heyoka empaths. It happens for those individuals who are triggers for other individuals, okay? A real powerful awakening is what I'm talking about, not the one that comes from individuals such as a Heyoka. I'm talking about an awakening where I don't want to touch that. I don't want to go that far into this reading. Bottom line is we have the 666 portal. We've got Saturn in retrograde. We are really in this energy of laughing now after crying and crying after you've been laughing. The tables have turned, which is why I brought up the conversation of a Heyoka empath, which is known as the clown, right? So for me, during my awakening, I would walk around and I would verbally, outwardly express everything I was experiencing to the people around me, whether they understood it or not, whether they made it in front of me or not, whether they outcasted me or not, whether I looked like the clown or not. That's the key to a Heyoka, right? We are literally known as clowns, laughing clowns, because we outwardly radiate everything unconditionally, uncontrollably, as we ascend, as we awaken, as we unfold, right? We are that true embodiment of all religions. Unfortunately, which is why we cannot connect or relate to any one specific religion, and we will always reject them and challenge them to be better the same way we reject and challenge the people in our lives. It's not that we're judgmental, it's not that we're hypocrites, it's not that we're assholes, excuse my language. We really are native people to this planet, humanitarians, and if you are not in alignment with the true essence of this planet, we are going to be your mirror. We are going to reflect things to you that you have to work on within yourself. It is the true nature of a Heyoka. Never mind the fact that all Heyokas are INFJ personality types for the most part. I've not met many, But the ones that I've connected with off of social media, they all tend to demonstrate the same type of personality. A lot of inward, introvert, trying to be extrovert, only extrovert around certain energies, because yet again, a heyoka is the true mirror to the soul. We mirror your soul, okay? This means when we come to you, if you are triggered, and I'm repeating myself because, again, especially with anyone with Leo, you're just now learning how to listen. You're just now learning how to learn something new, okay? That's collective energy, regardless if you have Leo in your birth chart. So deep breath, ground your energy. Understand what's going on around you. Understand that we really don't have a third dimension. We do have a fifth dimension. We still have a physical. We are in a new era. We've been here for over 2 years. And this new era is about ascension and not just accumulating information, but actually connecting the dots between the information that you're receiving, right? Like over the weekend, I got the biggest scare of my life, which was embraced by me in ways that I've not ever learned how to embrace before. I've been dabbling with the secrets of life. I wanted to know it so bad. And the way that they would give it to me was in waves, because everything is in waves. Everything's in sound waves, energetic waves from the cosmos, right? So what they gave me before was, think of a caterpillar. A caterpillar is not cute, not to me anyway. Think of a caterpillar. That caterpillar dies inside of a cocoon and comes out a completely different being. Stunning. Butterflies are stunning to me for the most part. So this ugly caterpillar goes into a cocoon and comes out this beautiful butterfly. Unfortunately for us, we go through the same phase in our transformation cycles. We go into something called death. We do the soul review, and we come out transformed as something completely different. We have choices. Okay, we have a lot of choices. We can stay in soul review and watch everybody else function and have the flexibility of dropping down here and being that divine guidance to people, right? Not physically manifesting, but you know how sometimes you just meet a random stranger and you never, ever, ever, ever hear from them again, but they helped you in that one moment. That is what I'm talking about. Or you can actually be reincarnated and actually live a life. And if you've really done the work and been here enough times, then you're an old soul and things just kind of flow naturally. Every area of your life is like picking up a bicycle, and you might fall a couple of times, but it's you get the hang of it right away. And then for some of you, you decide, screw this, I'm done playing this game called life, and you carry on. And I mean, you carry on. And that's that opposite polarity of the caterpillar turning into the butterfly. You now become that beautiful human being, and you turn into something completely opposite that resembles something similar to a caterpillar. You can use your own discernment on what I'm talking about. It's not for everybody. Definitely made me very emotional over the weekend when I got to experience certain things. It's not for everyone. And that movie, The Matrix, is so fucking on point. Think about it. You walk around this life and you've got skyscrapers, you've got oceans, you've got sunsets, you've got sunrises, you've got other human beings that don't look like you. Why wouldn't you want that? And then, red pill, blue pill moment, and you wake up in this fucking shitty ass spacecraft thing, and you learn all of these things and the tricks to the Matrix, and you're like, man, what a fucking illusion, excuse my language, right? That shit's real, man. It's actually valid and it's devastating. So if you have not pushed past what God actually is, I recommend you don't. Not every secret to life is worth learning. Some things are best kept secret. That's the overall energy, right? That laugh now, cry later. I was laughing before because my ascension process was rapidly proceeding, right? I was whipping through everything and I thought it was like amazing and I didn't care what was next. I just wanted to experience it and understand it and, what are the secrets to life? And now at the end of it all, I actually started crying because it was just like, I wish I didn't go that far. I wish I didn't learn all of that. That laugh now, cry later applies to everybody in different ways of your life. Maybe you have somebody in your life that you love so much, but they're so secretive, but they know everything about you. And every time you give them information, things go bad in your life, but you give them the benefit of the doubt because you love them so much and you pour so much of yourself in them. You're invested genuinely, but they're not genuine to you. And you tap into that energy, right? And it's that laugh now, cry later energy where you were laughing with them before because, everything was great and, team us. And then at the end of the things, you start crying because you realize that they were coming from a low vibrational place, a vindictive place, because they misunderstood shit. And instead of them getting clarification up front, they ran with it. And they tried to bury you and destroy every essence of you and anybody close to your heart just to get back at you and cause you pain because they didn't realize what the fuck was really going on. It's that laugh now, cry later. You're not obligated to be there for them when they're crying, but you are obligated to have compassion, understanding, and to be better than what they were to you. Humanity, over the weekend, I learned something else. I learned about parasites in the universe and the black holes and how many fucking, like way long ago, we, went through this transformation. I don't even want to touch it because the more I touch on it, the more clarity I get. And I'm just not done with that crying part yet. But a lot of secrets, man, are being exposed. So the overall energy, collective energy, especially for the month of June and everything coming through with Saturn retrograde and this 666 portal is everything's exposed. Everything has been revealed. Life secrets are here on the earth plane. I'm not the only high vibe person who received those downloads, especially if you were looking for the information. So it's very important that you understand there's so much more going on. Do not give yourself anxiety. Don't wake up from life looking at how to get back at someone. Wake up looking at how to get clarity on things so you can take your best steps forward. Accept things and always move with compassion. After my everything was revealed to me, I was talking to my son about it and I was trying so hard not to cry. And I was explaining everything to him and he was like, well, based off of everything, we were talking and I'm like, if I could give you any advice after what I just experienced, just stop at heaven. Don't go past heaven's gates. Like stay right there. Don't explore past it and love life unconditionally, even when you're going through hardships, right? Like I always talk about it, no matter what I go through. I look at it as opportunities to grow. I look at it as opportunities to surpass the fuckery that is injected in my life. Because I know I'm a Heyoka empath. I know I have an INFJ personality type. I know I'm high vibrational naturally from birth. I know who my ancestors are now, more than what I ever thought I knew before. I understand things completely different. I am different. I am genuinely cut from a different cloth. And it's not to toot my own horn or think I'm better than anybody because believe me, it takes a hell of a person to walk in my shoes. A hell of a person. And to carry that burden and that weight, it's important that you heal from it. People walk around and they are like doing spell work and doing all these crazy things to people, and they don't realize how serious karmic energy is here for us. Karma is what has that world going around, right? That force that brings the world into an orbit, that energy that moves the earth into rotation, that force that I'm talking about, that energy that the earth goes around with, that's karma, man. That is real. That is real. What goes around always comes back around, and it comes back around in ways that you will never be able to comprehend. And just when you think you got a grip on karma, it slaps you right in the ass and it comes at you from a different perspective or a different angle, and it's not pleasurable. I've also learned that karma doesn't just impact you, it impacts your family. So if you don't learn from your karmic lessons and put shit to bed as they're happening, it spills over into the next generations or the people that are on the side inside of you and the people that you're dealing with. I went into spiritual solitude and isolation, not because of the crap that was being thrown on me, but because of the fact that I was in my dark night of the soul again. And then when I asked, how many more dark nights of the soul do I have to go through before I can just be in complete peace, I was told, you never stop going through dark night of the soul. You never stop having that phoenix rising energy come out of you. You always are going to transform because you cannot stay stagnant. This world cannot be stagnant. I got all kinds of hidden truths and knowledge that was validated with the TV shows that were coming on. And I don't want to touch on it here. I'm not over it yet. I haven't completely digested it yet. And although I am a Heyoka who is known to speak before the rest of the information comes, because that's a part of our nature, that's why we're considered a clown. I'm going to refrain this time around because of how serious that energy was. You know, I got to ask questions like, what came first, the chicken or the egg? They laughed at me and said the chicken, honey. It was definitely the chicken. The two animals crossbred made the chicken, and then the chicken was able to reproduce itself. Thus, the egg came afterwards. When I asked, did Eve really come from Adam's rib? They laughed at me. Do men give birth to children? No, they don't. Eve did not come from Adam's rib. Adam came from Eve's womb. Get it straight. More shit like that was just happening for me. And it made so much sense. You know, that whole thing of evolution and how we transformed from an ape to a human being. You know, the other day I posted something about looking at the universe as if we were looking at the inside of a woman's uterus or a womb, right? And the way that they gave it to me was bacteria comes from out of space. Our planets are equivalent to the eggs in a womb, the eggs of a woman's reproductive system. When the bacteria or whatever waste comes from these extraterrestrials hits us eventually, we consume it, we inhale it, we breathe it. A lot of this stuff goes right through our body and only impacts our DNA. It doesn't ever really impact us physically, but it impacts our DNA because it's on that level of things, which is why we had evolution the way that we did. And it didn't impact all beings. It impacted just the ones that were exposed to that bacteria, which is why we still have the chimpanzees and the apes and all that otherness, and they're not all humans because not all of them were exposed to that certain bacteria that came here. And when I asked about whether or not I was right when it came to the LGBT, you know, the community and how they corrected me and said that the initial manifestation, okay, the initial manifestation of what we consider to be God, he didn't come here the way that we portrayed him to be. You know, he came here as both a man and a woman. He did not have one specific gender. He had both. Men are created. Women are created in the image of God, and God is both man and woman. And the point of them coming in as separate is to have us become one, unify, come together, be dependent on each other to grow and ascend and support each other in ways that we cannot if we're not in union, right? You can't reproduce each other if you don't have the other person, right? It's literally that yin yang energy. And the ultimate goal is to have complete healing within self, right? If you have a man completely healed and unaffected and untainted by the external influence of what the physical realm consists of, and you have a woman doing the same, and our hormones are balanced and we are equally giving and taking from one another, when we are in union and we are having children, the ultimate goal is to conceive, birth, and create a human being that has both man and woman internal insides, right? I keep calling it transgender because that's the word that I can associate it with, but that's the energy of gods, man. They have both. Okay, they have both. That's why we are born with a masculine side and a feminine side, and the ultimate goal is to be completely balanced between the two. So when we reproduce with someone who's completely balanced between their feminine and their masculine, and the hormones are leveled, we're supposed to create the next, evolution. Okay. Hello. We're supposed to keep going. We're supposed to be unified. We're supposed to be one. But I'm going to stop ranting and dragging this on. And the overall energy has already been exposed. Everything is revealed. Everything's out there. Let yourself shine, sparkle, love. Look for new opportunities. Be the light in other people's lives instead of the darkness. No matter how easy it is to be the darkness, it's always harder to be the light, right? Especially when you're surrounded by darkness. It's so important. And in order for you to be your best light, to brightly shine, radiate, and glow, you have to rest, you have to rejuvenate, and you have to refill your well. You have to really give yourself compassion so you can radiate compassion. You're supposed to be on this spiritual journey to find balance and completeness within self, to find that internal connection through your intuition with your higher power. Your ancestors is key here. You know, we give so much faith to external things that we've not ever experienced, but we don't give enough attention to internal things that we definitely experience and ignore because we don't want to be looked at funny from the community, right? I did a video the other day on what mediumship was through a channeling and what they told me mediumship was. And it was basically the 7 caterpillars, and one went in and became a butterfly, and the butterfly stuck around and learned how to communicate with that 6th caterpillar, and they had the interaction. And when that 6th caterpillar shared all that information with the other 5, they treated that 6th caterpillar a little different, you know. And then one came around, was like, I believe you, and the others still treated them different, isolated them, outcast them, treated them unfairly and unjustified because they didn't comprehend what was really going on. And it didn't make the other caterpillar or the friend that joined in with it crazy, psychotic, or negative, or possessed. It made them cut from a different cloth. It made them whole. It made them complete. It forced them into the dark night of the soul. It forced them into the Phoenix rising energy, and it forced them to become one with their ancestors and the universe, giving them unconditional love and protection and guidance. And that's the key for us here. Okay. That's the secret to life. Whether you want to believe me or you don't, I really don't care. I really genuinely don't. My mind, my person is free, 100% free from external thoughts and opinions of me. I know who my divine being is. I know who I am completely inside, and I love who I am. I'm unapologetic. I am unapologetic, and it's not to be offensive. I am a Heyoka empath, and I have to love every aspect of that because there's so many of you and so few of me, and I'm embracing that significant part of myself. I'm embracing the fact that I am literally a walking karmic stick, which means I am always going to reflect the areas in your life that you need to address, that you need to embody. You know, if I irk your soul, check yourself. Why am I irking your soul? I mean, if I'm just sitting there minding my business and every time you look over at me, you get all hostile and crazy inside, that's not for me. That's for you to decide. That's for you to work on, right? You don't wake up, how do I get back at her? How do I dull her shine? No. How do I embody better qualities of myself? How do I shine brighter? What is it about that person that upsets me so I can fix that within me? Right? New era. Don't just accumulate information, people. Actually apply it. Apply it.